Straight in, something I forgot to cover last time. We've got our youth intake preview, and check this out. It's apparently an excellent intake. A terrific group of players coming through, particularly goalkeeper, winger, centre-backs. This, for our situation, could be ideal. I say our situation because don't forget that we need to replace any players we lose with players from the youth team or scouted players in our current financial situation. We ain't buying anyone. So that's got me excited. It's time to finish this season though, and let's see if we can get these boys promoted. The team started to fire and we went on a 15-game undefeated streak near the end of the season. Even our little funky throwing techniques were starting to work. Some lovely movements coming in from set pieces. This meant we held on to top spot, only losing 4 times throughout the season, and we won our little section of the Portuguese 4th Division. So good times, all good in the hood. And by the way, we've got our youth intake in. Take a look at this. Do you remember when they said it was going to be an excellent intake? Apparently not. Apparently not. Seems like my head of youth development got a little bit excited in the preview, and we've actually got ourselves a poor intake. As you can see, there's not a lot to shout about here. Key standout players potentially is this 15-year-old centre-back, but as you look at his attributes, he doesn't exactly hit our 10 to 13 range. Can he get up there? I'm not too sure. And the head of youth development seems really excited about namesake Pedro Diaz, and if I look at him, I mean, there's not a lot to shout about there, but if we look a little bit closer, he's only 16, and he is 6'4". And if you look at his attributes wise, heading 10, jumping 13, teamwork 16, he could be something to work with. I'm clutching at straws here, but hey. So what is with that? Why did it say at one point excellent youth intake, but in reality it's poor? It said excellent back in the day in relation to what we already had. So these lot are probably an upgrade on what we did have, but in reality, they are pretty poor. For example, if we go to my under-19 squad, all them players there are the youth candidates. So we didn't have any players initially. So yeah, it looks excellent when you don't have any players. Back to the positivity, we did win our league, so we are top. It doesn't count as a trophy, not yet, because we go into the Portuguese 4th Division playoff group stage drama. And here it is, we get separated into a group of 4. Now, unfortunately for us, Paredes are also in this group, and we cannot beat them this season. They've beat us once, and we've got a draw against them. The other 2 are from another 2 leagues, so we need to play each team twice now, so we've got another 6 matches, and the top 2 get promoted. The top 1, so if you finish top, you go into a match to be declared the overall champions, but I just want to get us up. Well, let's go. So into the playoffs we go, and then disaster struck. Edu find our boy Valente, our 39-year-old talisman, and he pulled up. He pulled up lame. Our linchpin, our icon, Achilles tendon ruptured. He's out for 7 to 8 months. Naturally, he's now thinking about quitting. This cannot get any worse. Why did I even speak? Look. I mean, Rodrigo Lima, he's out for a year. He's played every match this season in central midfield. He's one of only 3 players I've managed to give a contract to a year. Paredes, we just can't beat them. I never want to see them again. That's 4 games we've not been able to beat them, and it leaves us like this. We need 1 point from our last match to get up. We're not going to win the league. I don't care. We've got to beat or not lose to Javea, who need to beat us to get promoted. It's all on this. Yes, the boys come out on top. Just. That was a bit squeaky, I won't lie to you. But we got promoted. We can't win the league, but we are up. This leads to a few new challenges. After much debate, we did ask the board for a senior affiliate. And to my shock, they agreed, but they couldn't find one. So it's going to be something we have to revisit next season. And remember that contract situation where we've got 20 of a 25-man squad out of contract. Which leads me nicely over to the finances. Remember, we started on day one with a plus 130,000 finance. Today, as it sits, we're in the red by nearly £400,000. But despite that dire situation, the board have somehow came together, and for next season, we've got a wage budget that's way up at 40 grand a week and transfer budget of 26 grand. Can we do something with that? The plan is now to plan for next season. Do I stick with this tactic? This tactic's got us up from this league, but it did have some frailties, especially against Paredes and their 4-3-3. It could be time to experiment with something new, and if you think we're going to get an entirely new squad, there's probably time to do that. MVPs of the season, definitely King Abel. He ended up with 10 goals, 11 assists with an average rating of 7.32. Thankfully, he's got a new deal. I moved Zapata to the right wing, and when we did that, he was on fire. He scored 4 times from right wing for an overall season of 9. However, out of that 11 there, you see, only Shastri, the goalkeeper, Zapata, Joshua and injured Lima are the men who've got new contracts. But not only now do we have a massive job getting a squad ready for a higher division and better teams, but I've also got hardly any staff in contracts. So I've got to decide if I'm going to keep them. Now, at the minute, the staff levels look great, but they are in comparison to the league we're in. When we go up, they're going to drop. So we might have to have a massive clear out there too. At the minute, we're allowed a coaching team of 9, which includes analysts, fitness coaches and youth development. I'm hoping they give us an extra coach or two. Especially a set-piece coach would be nice. And if he does retire, what more fitting role than the set-piece king for Diego Volante to be our new set-piece coach? But now with likely 20 players leaving us, it's time for our first look into the scouting screen, trying to build a squad for next season in Liga 3.